It's not a question, but a lesson learned in time. Sounds about right for that band. So take a photograph since. Still, is anybody a big fan of Green Day? Only if you're like an angsty. Only if you're an angsty like teenage woman. They have a couple of good songs, but I wouldn't like ever go to. I would never go to like a Green Day concert unless it was free. Like if it was free, I'd go. Oh, for sure. But that's why I was singing that song, right? I mean, like that was like that was like our graduation song, basically. That and the Vitamin C song. The Vitamin C song. Oh, of course you know exactly what song. You don't know, but you know the song, I guarantee you. And then my life changed. We will always be friends forever. All right, boys. We're technically live. I turned it off because everyone was saying funny things. I'm like, this is B footage right here. This is A roll. A roll. Fuck it. It's like. Wait. Am I not real right now? The zeitgeist of my life. Yeah. I don't like that word. But I watched like a zeitgeist documentary once, and it has nothing to do with what we're talking about. Hmm. All right. Well, hello everybody. You're listening to the Sleeping Giants Gamecast. We're on episode number 11. Is that correct? We're on episode number 11. I can't believe that we were signed on again after those first 10 episodes, but we're here for at least another 10. Yeah. Not even BBC would pick us. They brought us back. Yeah. So yeah, episode number 11 of the Sleeping Giants Gamecast. I am Sean, or TSG Big Time. I .93% of people like you like to take their phones with them when they go to the loo. Copy poop. No, you were fine. I think it's just because I talked. Yes, because we gotta make sure Kyle uses his. Excuse me for a second. Kunai. I fed them kitties. Can I feed him again? There was two outside before.
My little one?
I don't know. There was one sitting in the grass, and there was one.
A gray one or a tabby?
I don't know.
I didn't find my kitty cat.
Let me just pass this over here. Hey, where are you going? Don't feed the stray cat and not your husband.
Feeding the stray cat. I feed you too.
Careful, there's a little bit of coffee left in there.
Cats are like, where are you taking that food?
Queer eye? Queer eye for a straight guy? Bro, I started in that show. I was the queer guy with the straight eyes. Stephen Fry. With the scraggly teeth? Get down with the British. Come on, get down with the British. Scraggly teeth, come over me. Yes, please. Are you done? I won't buy it. But I also had an enjoyable time paying for it, but yes, he was always a dick. No, Tony Stark has always been a rich douchey bastard. Ori- Originally, just green. It was just green. I was gonna say contracts can be broken, but two K also signed with EA though, just not for Madden. And guess what? If it's a better game, who cares? But what was I gonna say? Just to bounce off what Derek was saying before as to why people buy it every year is that originally, like, there was actually, I feel like back in the day there was like significant updates to these games. I would say since the 360 going into Xbox One, it's been struggling, and that's across all the sports game. I personally haven't bought an EA sports game now for like 3 years. Like, I haven't bought hockey, which I played like thousands of hours of after they fucking done destroyed me with the Xbox One version that basically had everything stripped from it. I said, fuck you guys. And I haven't bought a single one since. I played it when it came to EA Access. It came to EA Access twice, or like the 1 year it came to EA Access and then the year after. And then Storm just happened to randomly out of nowhere buy it for me and be like, yo, bro, I sent you a gift. Go check it out. And I had NHL. I was like, oh, sweet, I'll play. But I wouldn't buy one because, for starters, that's a game that I don't enjoy playing on my own. It's a game that I like to play like with the team, is what I think where they shine, or at least NHL. And as for the other ones, like, honestly, like, they're just getting, I feel like they're just getting worse and worse. They're taking out more things. They're focusing on their stupid microtransactions. And I've always said, like Derek was saying, well, I understand the roster every year. They can literally update the roster. In fact, during the season, they live update the roster. So when a new game comes out, you don't, that's not even what it's about. It's really, and the only reason why people buy it every year is because they're fans of that sport, and because they don't want to be left behind with their friends or whatever, you know? Like, if you have online franchise, like, if it's like playing Blood Bowl. If everyone decides to go to Blood Bowl 3, you might not continue playing Blood Bowl 2 by yourself. So you're either not going to play it or you're going to get in on Blood Bowl 3 because you want to continue in that online franchise that you've started with your budbuds or whatever. It is always a restart, yes. But once you get left behind, the player base like significantly drops on all those games once the new one comes out. So it's not like, like, there might still be some people, but it's not the same as it'd be like playing like Call of Duty Modern Warfare like OG now on Xbox Live, if it even worked still on Xbox Live. It's like it doesn't work. Like, all your friends are playing like Black Ops 2 or some nonsense, whatever's out now. But at least Call of Duty has a 10 or 6 to 10 hour campaign, whereas Madden doesn't usually. Like,
bottom.
You don't like Warlords?
No. I did. But for PC, Warlords of New York was the worst user rated Metacritic thing.
Wow.
So they upvoted that, and then just so that Madden was on the bottom.
See, but a lot of that seems
clear
have to do with
point.
access. Like couldn't start the game at midnight. Fuck it, 1 star. Like I see a lot of that going around, right, all the time.
Yeah,
but
true.
This game actually earned it now, and I'm still gonna play it, stream it because I like football. But my God, I would take a refund. You know.
And same here. And let's not add to the fact that this is all I'm going to say left about Madden is I agree with Alex, but they somehow managed to find a way to take the amount of microtransactions that they have for Ultimate Team and add to that, because now with their new mode, the Yard, you can buy cosmetics for your created player that you literally can't buy unless you put together a bundle, like a bundle that costs you like $26. Oh, the Randy Moss one?
Yeah.
Was like $30.
Yeah.
It was $30 for a
some
set of
gear
pants,
to
a
play
shirt,
yard
and some
football
gear.
and look like Randy Moss.
$30. Anyway, we could talk about
But
something
on
else
that
now, so I don't
subject,
get
I'm just
angry.
gonna jump real quick. Rogue Company released their store, and we talked about this already, Derek. But their store, a legendary skin. So the legendary skin they launched their currency store in is like seriously $20. And the one the one legendary skin they launched was a cool one, but not incredible. It's Vi with a helmet on, like a cool cyber helmet.
That's what the first thing they added to the store. I didn't check
that's
this.
the legendary skin for
Really? Wow, that's brutal.
Yeah,
Actually, that's I'm thankful that you brought that up because I did want to chat about that a bit, but I had forgotten. So I just want to thank you guys too for your thoughts for Madden, just because again, like as you know, I hate sports games and I gave my reasons. It's just interesting to always get a perspective of people that love and play the games, right? So
yeah, I feel actually shafted for once. Like I'm not making excuses for it for once.
No, fair enough, especially with the way that it seems to be going.
This is years running though. So
all right, so Rogue Company store, all right?
Yeah.
As
really bad. Yeah.
As yeah, really bad.
Really bad.
Let's put that out there first. It's a trap.
So but again, I mean, the game is still technically considered in a beta phase, I guess.
True.
But let's not forget that Hyperscape is also kind of in a beta phase.
A little bit. I just got
a little bit. I mean, it's out officially, but they consider themselves in a bit of a beta phase, and their cosmetic store is so much better.
Oh
yeah.
I mean, still expensive because it's cosmetics. I still wouldn't buy anything there. Like I'm good with buying a battle pass. That's fun.
Yeah. And that's my favorite company too. Give me a battle pass, I'll buy it.
Yeah. But not this shitty store content.
Yeah.
On top of which, we had all discussed, remember when we had first started playing the game, we're all getting the reputation and we're all sitting there like, oh, well, I have all the rogues now. I have all this extra reputation. Well, if they open up the store, maybe we could buy things with the reputation. No, of course not. Why would they do that?
Yeah.
Why would they do that? So again, it's the route of Apex Legends, for example. You have all that shitty red currency sitting around. Well, no, Apex did do something with that. You can re-roll the challenges now.
Oh yeah.
But that's about all. At the beginning, all you could do with it was buy, the next legend, and then you'd still have tens of thousands of these red credits sitting there uselessly. So now it's the same with Rogue Company.
Yeah.
Rogue Company, all this reputation that you've accumulated, just basically uselessly sitting there.
Yep, I have 37,000. I played last night on my Switch. So yeah.
Yep, just sitting there, waiting for the next Rogue to come out, which will cost 15,000, 20,000, depending on how they deem. Because I mean, I was looking at that. Some of them are worth 5K, some are 10K, some are 15K. I was like, well, how the hell are they figuring this? Whatever. Which, when you compare to, and I don't want to get fully into this because that was not the point. I just wanted to talk about basically, I guess, these store models. Whereas in DBD, you can use your iridescent shards to purchase things at the store. Now, if you weren't aware, DBD store functions as you have Auric cells, which are their paid currency, and they have iridescent shards, which you get when you level up. Like you have your survivor, your killer rank, and then you just have your general level. All right. So every time you level up, you get iridescent shards. You can actually use those to buy things from the store. Obviously at a cosmetics. Obviously at a considerable markup.
Of course.
Considerable markup.
We're talking like 25,000 iridescent shards to buy a cosmetic. But the point is that store gives you the option to do that.
Exactly. The markup's fine. The markup has never been an issue for any of the gamers, I don't.
Yeah, it's not, because it's a free currency. It's shit that you're getting for just playing the game.
Like, if you want 30K for a gun skin, like at least I can get it for free. Like like do 600 gold, 600 rogue bucks, or 12,000 rogue credit, like 12,000 reputation, like that kind of.
It's like.
Right?
basically it's like, so yeah, in DBD it's like, here's 25k iridescent shards to get a legendary cosmetic, or you can pay $8.99 to get 1100 auric cells, and it's like 1080 for those. As far as what it would cost to buy the same thing, so you can get it either way. It's just, how do you want to get it?
I'm assuming I'm the only one on this panel who doesn't really give a shit about any of this.
About Rogue Company?
What have you
No, about stores. Just about
About
stores.
stores.
And cosmetics
No,
in the
you
game.
never-
Like I understand all your points, and I agree about how they're like predatory about it, and how it sucks that you don't have the in-game currency, and how some games do it better. And I agree with all those points. But if a game is good, I don't really care. You know how many, like, I can go and play Apex and not ever buy a single skin and never get the battle pass. I did once and I loved it, but I could do that and I still like it. Like, it doesn't ruin my experience not having.
Yeah, I think you're a dying breed there, man.
Yeah.
No, yeah, it doesn't ruin my experience. It just kind of it's just kind of one of those things how you look at it and it's just, I find it just odd that some companies, some game developers will throw this in, and I mean, I get it. They want to, Rogue Company, they want to generate their microtransaction. The Apex, they want to generate those. Like they want to make that extra money. Apex is free to play. I think Rogue was going to be free to play too, right?
Yeah.
But at the same time, like, I don't know. I think you could find some middle ground, because if people are putting in hundreds of hours into your game, earning these
during a beta too,
free currencies,
and paying,
give them something extra. Like give them the chance to use all this extra reputation to buy your one shitty legendary skin that you put in the store.
In Rogue
character that nobody really plays.
In Rogue Company's case, we all paid for the game. In Rogue Company's case, we all paid for the
Yeah,
game. In my
yeah.
case, I paid $49 or $39 or whatever. I paid for the max edition of it.
Yep.
And I shouldn't have to buy a skin for $20. They should give that shit to me for free.
Well, yeah, because what did we get for buying all these base versions?
Gun skins.
I paid the very base, and I don't have all the characters. Okay,
Right,
you guys
bullshit.
paid the higher, you got all the characters.
Yeah.
All right. The biggest difference then after that was none. We all got the same shitty orange skin, which looks like
it's
trash.
It looks so bad.
But you
Like-
earn currency.
Yeah.
You earn currency you can unlock characters with, right? Like in Siege.
Yep.
No?
Yeah. Like the reputation. That's exactly the reputation currency. But again, it's so you guys have all this extra reputation now because you like good founders, basically, like good people that wanted to support them, paid them the larger chunk of money. You got all the characters, and now you have all this reputation sitting around.
Yeah, exactly.
For what?
Yeah.
So that when they release the next Rogue, you can buy it and then still have 50k in the bank. You keep playing, you keep grinding it out. The next Rogue comes out, you buy it, then you have, you're down to 55k in the bank. Like, there just has to be some sort of, even if it's like Sean says, even if it's just giving you that one free shitty legendary skin. At least do that.
A legendary skin
Do something that just makes
here's a
that
skin.
makes it feel like they give a shit.
Yeah.
That's all I wanted to say on the topic of stores.
Yeah.
That's
I heard the name. I haven't played, but I do want to run this by you guys because this actually blew my mind. I don't know if you guys were in on this or up on this, whatever you want to say, English language. But Apex Legends was under fire this season. I don't know if you guys heard this, but they changed the armor system completely, and apparently the kill times were extremely short, and it was like COD on a level. And so they just, like 3 days ago, said they're going to revert those changes. But there was tweet after tweet after tweet of top-level Apex streamers, and I read like 5 or 6 of them, and it was like, I'm only playing this game because it gets me paid. This has been the least enjoyable season of Apex I've ever had in my life. This game seems like it lost its way completely, blah, blah, blah. And we've been telling them, us influencers have been telling them, you can't do this armor rework. This is not why people play Apex. And now they're backtracking. But I haven't played a single match yet. And I'm ashamed to say I got the Battle Pass because I had gold sitting left over. I had like 1,100s. I was like, fuck it. But apparently this is trash.
So the way that the armor works currently is that when you get a piece of white armor, and then you get a certain amount of damage done while wearing that white armor, it levels up the armor. But if you don't, it's like a base level shite white armor, and it does almost
damage,
nothing.
or when they do damage.
When you do damage, you have to
so
do
that's
damage
like
to
the
other.
Evo shields that they
all the
get.
Yeah,
shields are
they're
Evo.
all Evo shields. They're all
that's
Evo
what,
shields.
That's what I seem to sense that they were all.
Yeah, no,
all
everything is an Evo
model.
shield now.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
That led to
Whether
one
it's
armor, though, right?
whether you're picking up a blue shield or a purple shield or even a legendary shield, they're all Evo shields now, and they'll all start really, really weak, and you have to level them up.
That's
Right?
what turned the kill time to be like breakneck speed.
Like, because I had a purple shield in a match I played, and I might as well have just had a
Oh my
white
God,
one.
Seriously?
Yeah, like might as well.
You want a piece of bread or anything?
No, that's okay. Sorry, guys. I just got spaghetti.
Oh, Paschetti.
Oh,
Paschetti,
so
man.
good. Woo.
Can I
Thank
see
you,
this
honey.
Paschetti?
You're welcome.
Angle your camera down, Alex, or
Want me
hold
to
it up,
hold it?
or hold it
the
up.
Paschetti up. Hold the Paschetti up.
Oh,
Oh, look at that Paschetti.
Look at that meat
Yeah.
sauce, that bolognese.
Why isn't he wearing any pants? Why? Why?
I have a hot spaghetti bowl on my wing.
This isn't an OnlyFans
You guys want
Gamecast.
some
an
meatballs?
OnlyFans game.
Not yet.
But if Crip Kid porn is your thing, well, hit me up.
Okay. I just want you guys to all start watching Critical Role, okay? Yesterday's episode was fucking insane, and the funniest thing has happened, okay? For now on,
Critical Role. That's what I was trying to think of. Sorry, before you, I was trying to think of it like a couple days ago. I was like, "The fuck is that?" I'm like literally sitting here staring at a blank TV, and I'm like, "The fuck is that thing that Sean was watching?" I was like, something roll, honor
Critical
roll, going roll." I was like, what was it called?
Yeah, that's what it was. Dean's List. That's right. There you go.
Critical Role. All right.
But just sidetrack is that for now on, when I say chaos reigns, okay, we all have to take 2 dicks and go chaos reigns and jerk them off, okay?
Oh God.
Like this. Chaos reigns.
Oh my god.
Sorry.
Oh God.
How long are the episodes? Just out of curiosity.
Oh, buddy, it's like as long as our D&D. Some they go from 2 to 4 hours long, bro.
Holy shit!
So, I have
And
a
they're on
question.
episode 107. And
Holy
they do a bunch
shit!
of
Mm.
Before we started our D&D and I watched the Vin Diesel thing, then I watched Critical Role after, and I have to ask this just blatantly. I feel like the mic quality and the sound quality was really bad on that Critical Role episode. Is that always the case, or was that?
No, they're fine now, but there was like probably maybe like I think the first season they kind of did it like in their basement or something like that. Now they have
God,
it wasn't great.
who else
It
does
wasn't
that.
great. But they're yeah, I wonder who else does that. Some people will do it from their phone.
Yeah, I know.
Hey,
Let's all look at Alex's
I
box.
was gonna fucking try.
There he is.
But what was I gonna say? Yeah, no, the sound quality wasn't great in some of the earlier ones, but they have their own like professional studio now and like painted background and stuff, and
Oh,
they're
awesome.
great.
Okay.
And honestly, I mean, like just like in our case for D&D, it's I mean you're not watching it for the mic quality. Like it's not unlistenable. It's just it sounds like they're recording in a toilet, which is what it is. But they're all nerdy ass voice actors. It's like we're a bunch of nerd, and that's how Matt Mercer announces it every fucking episode. It's like we're a bunch of nerdy ass voice actors sit around a table and play D&D. It's like now it's time for another episode of Critical Role. I can't raise my one eyebrow like he can, but it's a Critical Role, and they're all voice actors of like famous thing. Well, probably many video games you guys have played, many animes you guys have watched.
Well, that's the big difference, right?
They're awesome people.
They're voice actors, and we're just famous.
Yeah, but they're honestly though, like they're such like a tight knit group of friends. Now that I've watched all this thing, they're honestly such a tight knit group of friends that it reminds me of ourselves. And if you watch them, the amount of inside jokes that they have, and as you watch more, you start to get into it. Like I said, like how we talked about how it's great. You guys need to watch it, okay? If you like D&D, watch it. There's nothing
The
better.
joke that was in my mind when I was eating spaghetti was, you're like, there's such a tight knit group of friends. I was gonna make that you think you need to get new friends. By comparison, there's such a tight knit group of friends. I should just really get new friends. Really, is the problem.
I don't have friends. I'm a hermit in a hut.
Oh,
Hey man, hey, this is what happens. I mean, you did leave every group yourself. Like that's it's like I banished myself to the island of Myrrh and I'm a hermit. But I don't want to be, but I am.
Where he makes sex toys out of palm fronds and coconuts.
Yeah.
I never said I don't want to be. I'm in a good mood.
That's true.
Um,
Alicia, this is amazing. Holy shit. Thank you.
Jesus, why don't you just have sex with the Paschetti?
Congratulations.
Maybe I
Oh
will.
God, that's what he's doing. Look at the way he's rocking back and forth a little there.
That's just his crip
Oh,
rock.
Paschetti.
That's just his crip rock. All right, what's next?
All right, so
All
right, well,
I
before-
can take the reins if you want. I got.
well,
some.
I was gonna say, is it GamesCon related or?
One
No.
sec.
It is
okay,
a
'cause I
game that I
got-
played this week.
Okay, cool. Because I just wanted to make sure that we all got our topic of gaming right. If anyone did anything before we go off on this GamesCon tirade, because I have a fuck ton of notes for anyone who didn't watch it. Right,
I did
so
not. I just
yeah.
want to put a
Kyle,
pin in
did you?
one amazing thing, really fast.
okay,
Super
Really
Mario 3D All Star Collection.
I knew that was gonna come up.
Fuck
Oh,
it.
yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
I'm done.
I watched a bit. I watched a bit of it. I didn't watch everything, but a bit.
Yeah, I'm psyched for that too. Actually, just for the Mario 64. Anyways, all right.
The what?
The what was it?
64. He said.
64, right?
Yeah.
No, the
That's
what?
coming
But
out.
is it Mario 64 remastered or is it the
Yes.
Mario 64 Nintendo DS version where you can be Luigi and Wario?
Probably Mario 64, just regular.
It is, yeah.
Okay,
it?
all right.
Okay.
I heard you say Mario, so I was like, excuse me, what?
I said Mario.
You
Didn't I?
said Mario, that Mario 64.
Oh, sorry. Yeah, Mario 64. My bad.
All good.
Mario.
All right.
Wow. Let's
The
go.
floor recognizes Sean.
I don't
That's
even
not
recognize
big
myself. What was I gonna say? Anybody play Tell Me Why? Ain't
Not yet,
nothing
no.
but a heartache.
Tell me
No,
Tell
why.
me why.
No,
So nobody.
No,
nobody
I
played it?
haven't actually. Despite the fact that I love that studio
Hey,
and their
he said the
games, I
floor
never
was
got around to
Sean.
playing it.
Okay, he said the floor was for Sean. You wait your fucking turn, bro. I just.
But you
yes
said,
or no
did
answer.
anybody play it, bruh?
Yeah,
That was a
yes
question.
or no answer, bro. When the cop pulls you
No.
over and says, "Were you drinking tonight?" He doesn't want to hear your life story, Kyle. You say no,
Or yes, if you're dumb.
or yes if you're down.
Were you drinking?
I'm not
tonight?
driving,
Yeah.
officer.
Oh, wait.
Why are you behind the wheel? But I'm not driving, officer. Okay, Ossifer, I'm not driving, Ossifer.
I'll be
Yeah,
right
tell
back.
me why. Oh,
Keep
wow.
going, though. Keep going, though. I have to go tell Alicia the spaghetti's amazing. I feel
Oh
like
my god,
just keep
Good
going.
Lord.
the integrity of the show has just gone to the shitters.
He tried really hard right there.
It's not
Then-
gone. The integrity remains, okay? And I just want to lean forward. I just want to say the spaghetti's amazing, and they say I can't leave the show to tell you that. So the spaghetti's amazing. She doesn't even want me to leave the show. She's protecting the integrity, guys.
There, see? Even
least somebody
she cares
cares.
more about the integrity
Yeah.
than you.
At least somebody fucking
At least
cares.
someone does.
Look,
Thank you, Alicia.
the integrity of my entire being, because I don't. I don't do that, you know. So anyway,
Tell me
All
why.
right, tell me why this game is good.
yeah, seriously. Ooh, I like it.
I don't know if you would like it, Derek.
Well, you
But
got
tell
you
them why
gotta
you do. If
tell
you
them
do.
why you do.
I didn't say if I liked it. I just asked if anybody played it. So, in case you guys didn't know, it's a 3-part episode. It's 3 parts, and they're releasing. I didn't know this, but they're releasing a new part every week. So, actually, right now, part 2 should already be out. So, it's up to you if you want to wait until next week, and you'll get the whole experience, which might be the better thing. But yeah, so I started playing it. It's your typical don't nod type game. If you've played Life is Strange or I mean, The Walking Dead isn't a don't nod game, but that style of game where you just
The Walking
Episodic
Dead is
games.
the game.
there's honestly not much gameplay to be found, right? Like it's basically just story based narrative. You walk around, click on things, and
But
hear
it's a
story.
game.
It is a game, yes, but and I enjoy it, and I enjoy that thing, but that's not for everyone. Somebody who's like somebody who really likes games might not enjoy that type of thing. Like, and I understand that, that's fine, but I enjoy that type of like narrative storytelling and having an impact or choice within it, even if it is sometimes, at least in Walking Dead's case, sometimes like constricted or false, as Alex would say.
Yeah.
But I like that idea, and I think they're fun. Like, I enjoy them. So yeah, tell me why. This might. I'm sure a lot of you forgot this, but you actually play as a transgender character, and I actually forgot. I forgot about this. I think I'm the one who in WhatsApp told you guys about this. I was like, oh, I didn't know that. This was like last year E3 though, like that I mentioned this. I'm like, oh, this game looks cool. I'm excited. Or it might have been at Game Awards actually in November. Doesn't matter. But I was like, oh, that's interesting. Like, that's like a hot take that nobody ever does. You know, people just finally now we're getting like respectable female characters as leads to play as a woman who is now a man in 2020 is pretty like I wouldn't say it's satire, but you know what I mean. It's like, it's weird. It's not weird to do it. I don't mean it that way. Don't take offense. That's like the first game to do something like that.
It's out of the norm where we're like in this position where we're finally getting, you know, stronger women, and then we might have been leaning towards, okay, like this main character is also not only a strong woman, but maybe she's also like a lesbian, but this is totally off that different.
So this is a trans man. This is a woman that turned to a man. Is that correct?
Yes.
Okay.
Well, by transgender they would associate as always being a man, even though they were born a woman. And this is what's interesting about this. And I haven't played the whole game yet, but I wouldn't say it makes me understand it more, because I'm sure like the transgender community is probably like, nah, they don't go into much detail as they should. But I don't know if the whole world's ready for that kind of detail. Like,
Probably not.
Like, there's tons of people who are like, ooh, women in video games is already too much. So, but I do think they portray it well. The game starts off like it confused me at first because I forgot this tidbit about the transgender character, and the first scene is like there's like a murder or something that happens, and you see like a little kid being interrogated by the cops, and then you go into like the present, and you play as the sister, and you're all excited. You haven't seen your brother in 10 years, and blah blah blah. And then you play as the brother, and you're like packing up your stuff, and you haven't seen your sister in 10 years, and your mother's passed away, and you're going back home in Alaska to sell your shithole house where you guys have terrible memories, whatever. So you guys end up getting together. It's been 10 years, you haven't seen each other, and then you realize that little girl is the guy you're playing, and it like blew my mind at that moment because I didn't realize, I didn't make that connection. I'm like, oh yeah, and I thought that this male character, while looking very much like a male, I was like, this is a sexy dude with some piercing eyes. I know why I'm attracted to him now, because he was a woman once upon a time. But no, it's
Sean's playing the game. I wonder why I'm kind of a little gay right now.
I'm very happy to say that, like I said, it's not speaking for me because I'm not transgender or anything like that, but I feel like
it's good rep.
It's good rep, but I also think they're not in any way like making fun of the character. Like, they could have easily made this character seem kind of flamboyant or look like a man but still speak like a woman kind of thing. Or they could have done so many things that were like that would make it off kilter. Like, if you didn't know, it is a dude. Like, if you didn't know better, it's a dude. And it's interesting. Like, I haven't gone far enough yet. I don't know where it's going yet. My understanding is I think that the story they're trying to set up is that you killed your mother, but we're not there yet. I think that's what they're trying to get at. Is that somehow we killed our mother? Because there's got to be, I don't know. I don't know where the story is going right now. Right now, it's just me and my sister in this house in Alaska trying to sell this house. Going through the house, we find memories. And that's the interesting aspect of the game, is that you guys were twins, identical twins, which also makes sense because you were both women at birth, right? Girls, not women, because you're not born a woman, you're born a little girl. And they also have a telepathic connection, which I guess is where like the supernatural kind of like don't nod.
That's a very don't nod thing right there.
So they,
supernatural.
They used to call it I forget what they call it, their speech or whatever. And they thought that they were kind of like imagining it, that they made it up as they were kids. And then it turns out it hadn't happened in like 10 years. They thought they were just like, it was kid things or whatever, because they were disconnected from each other. Now that they're back together, all of a sudden this starts coming back. And now you can also see, as you've grown up, these powers or whatever have kind of developed, and that you can actually see memories. And here's where the interesting part of like the gameplay, not the gameplay, but like the interesting like niche of this game comes in, is that you can actually see memory from your sister's perspective or from your perspective, and then you would decide what memory you choose to actually make fact. Because as kids, as like 10-year-old kids, your mom yelling and screaming, was she drunk? Was she angry? Was it because she forgot to pay her bill? What was the situation? And as two kids growing up, you don't really understand that, right? But that's where your memory is. And you see like these two different stories or sides of the story that might be similar, but not exactly the same. And then you would choose which one you would choose to believe. So it's kind of, it seems like it'll be interesting in that sense. So it's definitely not a game for everyone, not because of the transgender character, but just Don't Nod games and Walking Dead games aren't for everyone. And even some people who love those types of games don't call them games.
Yes.
I don't agree with
Eric.
it. I don't agree with that, but yes, in the sense
Some people call themselves gamers but don't play games.
That's true, yeah. But yeah, oh, we got it. We got our one Eric diss in here. Woo,
We got our
woo,
two
woo.
Eric things in here.
Everyone
today.
like Chaos Reign. Chaos Reign,
Somebody
boys.
gets his wings.
Chaos Reign. You guys suck. Yeah. Yeah.
I can't see Sean at all. So
You're basically jerking off two dicks in the air into your mouth.
the double barrel. Oh,
Yeah, but saying Chaos Reign at the same time.
Why
Oh my God,
Chaos Reign?
Chaos reigns.
Go watch Critical Role. You know why. But yeah, so it seems really interesting. I like the storytelling so far. It's like I said, it's I wouldn't say rush through it. It might be worth waiting for all 3 episodes to play all 3 in one go to get the full spectrum.
I
If
think
I'm
I'm
not
going to do
mistaken,
that.
I think IGN gave it like or at least gave the first episode a 6 or a 7. A 7, I think.
Yeah.
And they said like, well, this is one thing that bothered me about IGN's review is that they're like, well, you know, some of the story things feel kind of incomplete. It's episode 1 of 3 episodes, and usually these type of things have like an arching story, you know, and there's a part where eventually, you know, it's got to escalate, and then anyway, you know how basic story writing works. So
Right.
It shouldn't all be revealed in one episode.
No.
But I'm enjoying it so far. It's interesting. It's a nice setting. It's I like some of the mechanics. Like I said, like the being able to choose an option of talk, and then but also have that memory kind of thing. It's pretty much already been done in a sense, but just the way they present it in a different way is kind of cool.
Right. That's cool. That's cool. I still haven't even played through Life is Strange 1, 2, or Before the Storm. So
Bruh. What?
I watched you play with number 1 though.
Bruh. Okay, good.
Me or Kyle?
Kyle. I watched Kyle.
Yeah.
I did play through one like in almost in one sitting. Like once I
I'm
was all the
actually
episodes were out.
I'm actually going to do a complete run of one. I'm going to do them in order, though. I'm going to
Why
do it
haven't
before.
you played this new one yet? Just didn't have time or what?
Tell me why.
Mm.
I just I haven't really sat down and just put some effort into that one. But now that Sean said that they're doing a weekly thing, I think I'm going to wait for the 3rd chapter to come out before I do the whole thing.
Yeah, and it's free on Game Pass.
Yeah,
And
I've already
also,
installed it. That's for sure.
It is currently anyway. I'm sure it'll just end up being a timed exclusive, but it is a Xbox exclusive.
It is
for
a
now.
Xbox exclusive. Yeah.
Derek completed some Wasteland Days. Speaking of Game Pass, any quick thoughts on that?
So what?
You played some Wasteland, eh? Any quick thoughts on that before we go to get the Gamescom stuff? Because we just mentioned Game Pass, so you played Wasteland 3. Yeah.
Game Pass, best thing ever. Yeah, Wasteland 3 is it's quite enjoyable. Put it on the 2nd hardest difficulty there, like we had said, Ranger.
Yeah, same.
Fuck,
It's hard.
it's fucking hard.
It's hard. Yeah.
Like, I had to replay
That's
the
cool.
same battle like literally 6-7 times, and
Same here, man.
and
And like you said, you took different shit than me, right?
yeah, I took a light machine gunner and an assault rifle.
Right.
And when you get to the base, you get to fill out your squad, right? So then I made a melee guy, I made a sniper.
you get to fill it out. So you're farther than me then. Okay.
Well, did you leave the dam yet?
No, I just finally. beat
Okay,
that.
well, once you leave the dam, you basically that's where you get when
Did
you get
you
into
create
the
the characters
snow
or
cat.
choose pre-made?
You can either choose pre-made or create customs. I just
Okay.
created all customs.
Cool.
Uh,
Oh, so
yeah,
I can
no.
make you guys? Cool.
Yes, you can.
Okay.
You can.
I think you have to go by code names. That's why I'm Axel. She's Skell. I guess you'll be Elusive. Sean.
I generated code names. I did their random code names because they're actually pretty fucking cool. Some of them.
Oh, they are. Okay.
I was like going through them and like Echelon came up and I was like, ooh, Echelon. I was
Now,
like,
I have
yes.
one more question. Did you pick Sex Machine for any of the guys?
No,
As
not
a personality trait. Okay, I picked that for myself.
yet. It didn't seem that good. I
No,
mean,
it
not
doesn't
knowing
seem that
exactly not knowing how the game worked, I was like, ooh, Sex Machine. I was like, that's good. And then I was like, oh, this doesn't look that good. I was like,
You
maybe
know, I
not.
should have chosen that because A, it's BS, but B, I should have chosen the bookworm one where it's like nobody reads books anymore, but you do.
Yeah, that's an Alex right there.
Yeah.
Bookworm.
Yeah. Anyway, cool game.
Yeah, it is. I look forward to putting in more time into it.
Gamescom. You guys want to hit on that? I'll be
Sure. Before we do though, Kingdoms of Amalur comes out on Monday. I think we confirmed.
Oh yeah.
It does. It does.
There was a first look of it was today. Fextra Life did like a couple hour stream of it. If you want to see game looks good.
Nice.
The graphics.
I'm very
excited.
excited. I'm
Highly
also
updated.
mega excited about another Monday release that I call Necromunda because it is 40K people shooting each other in turn-based mode, and I'm a bunch of gangers just killing each other in 40K world. Should be good. So that's on Monday as well.
It's really hard to say when all those 40K games come out. It's just like, oh, a 40K game came out again.
I meant to say this last week actually, and I forgot. Well, I didn't forget. We just talked about some of the other things. Is that this is just me? There's like a million Warhammer games coming out all of a sudden.
Yep.
There's
There's going to be a million Warhammer games coming out.
Million Warhammer games, and how many of them will be good?
I
brother.
think the lion's share of them recently have been good now, like within this year. I mean,
The only ones that I
better,
can think of, they're all pretty good. The only ones I can think of that like off the top of my head that probably weren't very good was just Space Hulk. But like I know Space Hulk Tactics was apparently quite good. I quite like not. I mean, obviously not in comparison to like say Dawn of War or anything, but but for what it was.
But yes, they are very liberal with their allowance of their license these days, and they just announced a new game that's a tactical like medieval game in the Warhammer setting called Stormground. It's like Age of Sigmar Stormground. It's coming out next year.
At Gamescom.
Yeah, it was announced. Yeah, it was actually on my list of things.
Okay.
Excellent.
Necromunda though. Yeah.
So did anyone play anything else, or I
think I did. I think I had a few things I wanted to say, but I forget now. So
I made it to the Halls of Jin in Undermine.
Oh yeah, game's still treating you well.
I love that game. Game's fucking awesome. It's like the Dark Souls of 32-bit games, bro. It doesn't matter how many times I die. I love that game.
I still keep playing Rogue, Streets of Rogue, and I've just been hammering out achievements in that.
I didn't play anything other than too much like games with you or anything, Derek. There is one thing I do want to talk about, and we can go over the Gamescom stuff first later, though.
Talk.
Okay. So, have you guys heard the news about Control?
No.
Okay, so Control came out. When was it? Like February, March, something like that.
I think so.
February.
Wait, January.
It had to be before January because it had to be like in the summer or like early like September or something, or was it just after Borderlands, like October maybe?
Yeah,
maybe
because the cutoff for the game of the year awards I think is like November 1st. So like games that came out. That's why Star Wars was excluded. The Fallen.
Okay, so then it must have been October or September then.
Fuck, I need to play Fallen Order. Oh my god.
Anyway, so Control came out last year then, and They had the season pass, and both of those 2 DLCs are out now. So if you bought it on launch and you have the DLC, cool, you played it, right? But if you
congrats, you played the game.
Congrats, you played the game. But say you wanted the next gen copy that they're offering, because there was a lot of jank in the first one. I can say that for sure. If you want the next gen version of it, the only way that they're going to give you a free upgrade is if you buy the Control Ultimate Edition. Really? So even if you have, so for people that bought their game day one, they're doing nothing for them. They're basically like, you got to buy it again. But for people that never bought Control or hadn't thought about it until just now,
nice,
and you buy the Control Ultimate Edition, you'll be able to just pick it up, and then they'll give you a free next gen upgrade as well.
How much is the Ultimate Edition?
The Ultimate Edition is
probably $100.
It's $49.99. The game at the game at launch was $79, and the season pass was $35.
Guess I'll be buying Control.
I'm confused. You need to learn to pitch those things differently, Kyle, because you're pitching it in such a negative manner.
No. It's a negative manner for people like me who actually bothered to get Control at launch because I was super interested in it.
Have you guys not already played it though? Like, if you haven't played that game, maybe you shouldn't have bought it. You know what I mean?
It's, for me, I think the only thing I think the only reason that I would have or am kind of just rough on the fact about this is that I think that they could make it look, play, and run a lot better on next gen. Like, I think they really hampered themselves by releasing it on current gen.
Had it released closer to the line, now, I would agree with you. But this time last year, when Control launched, PS5 and Series X were just rumors at the time. We didn't have ideas of it. So, while I understand your point of view, at this point it is like a year-old game. And I feel like, as much as I love that studio and the games that they make, they are kind of one-time playthroughs all the time.
That's true.
So I feel like if you played it and beat it, there's no if that's the game you want to play on next gen console, just don't get a next gen console.
Yeah.
Well, that's
by the way, one thing, and I haven't played it about that game. Last thing I'll say is the second expansion delves into part of Alan Wake's story, so it does continue Alan Wake.
Is that why it's called AEW? Is that why?
AWE.
Yes.
And if you look at the logo,
Control's
it's
in the
split
same
between
universe.
Control and Alan Wake. It's in the same universe.
Yeah, Control is set in the same universe as Alan Wake.
Now,
so instead of making an Alan Wake game like everyone wanted, they made Control.
They made Control.
I saw an interesting headline that said Control's greatest mystery is finally solved. I don't know what that entailed, but I'm like, wow, is there really that
I often click on these type of articles and it pisses me off because they're usually fucking nonsense. It's just clickbaity. It's clickbaity garbage.
Clickbait. I've seen to the max.
I've seen Halo CE's greatest Easter egg discovered 20 years later. You click on it, you're like, bruh. This is not. It's like a 32 paragraph, 10-page fucking article about nonsense. You're like, okay, when are you gonna get to the point? And when they get to the point, you're like, bruh. I did that when I was in my mom's fucking womb, bro. Come on.
Yeah, no, those articles are fucking clickbaity as fuck.
They are clickbaity, yeah.
I've never once found one holy shit, really? I've never found one where that was actually the case. So I'm just going to say it's probably just bullshit. I could be wrong, but it's probably just bullshit. Gamescom?
Yeah, Gamescom. Let's talk.
All right, Gamescom.
Gamescom. Words.
Commie Dust Games.
So 2 of you didn't watch it, right? Is what we had.
Kyle apparently half did. Alex did not.
I watched bits and pieces.
Watched bits and pieces. All right, so first up on the list, which was very first thing they that I saw, Dragon Age.
There was nothing shown, Derek.
There was nothing shown.
Don't get your panties in a bunch.
No, that was the one thing that
is this BioWare's chance to fucking
last chance. Their last goddamn chance.
Exactly. Is it their last chance? Their one and only chance that they're getting? Is it this? Are they gonna come back? And are they gonna be everything we wanted them to be? Because don't forget, these are the same guys that were developing that. They developed that system there that you could log on to the site, and even if you hadn't played, say, the first 3 games, you could create your story.
Yeah, and see
To go into Inquisition.
Right?
Yeah.
To go into Inquisition. I can't remember what they called it, but I remember seeing this, and I was like blown away by that. I was like, that's genius, blah blah blah. I can't remember what the fuck it was called now. It was so long ago. Anyways, so they did all this great stuff. Dragon Age Origins was amazing, as we've all said. The fact that you could play each character class and have a different origin, and it was a completely different story each time. And then Dragon Age 2, which had its pros and cons. I mean, good story, shitty environments, fun combat, more fun than the first one, right? More fluid movements,
More fluent, yeah.
And then Inquisition, which then some people absolutely hated, other people absolutely loved.
I loved it.
Again, I love the idea of an Inquisition.
During that announcement of the Gamescom thing, I came to realize, and I must have locked this out of my mind, is that Inquisition actually won Game of the Year that year.
It did, yeah.
Yeah, it did, yeah.
That must have been a really shitty year for video games.
But anyway,
Inquisition was good though.
Same
But
thing
yeah.
about Control, kind of, right? Like, wow, this must have been rough.
But Sekiro won, and Sekiro is a far superior game, so no problem there.
Control won on some sites, though.
Control did win on some sites.
I was talking about Game of the Year award.
Yes, I know you're
Okay.
on Keely's Wanger. Yes.
The one that gets stamped onto the back of the box. Not the one that won TSG Game of the Year award. The one that won the Game of the Year award. You bitch. There can only be one.
I'm sorry, I can't hear you.
Hey, Highlander. There can be only one.
Down your throat.
I'm sorry that Sekiro is just too much of a 15-year-old looking game
No,
for you guys.
I'm just saying that year sucked because Control and Sekiro probably should not have been games of the year. That's all I'm saying.
As a
Anyway,
software fan, I would strongly disagree.
I agree. Like most, like I think this is their big chance to prove that fucking Anthem was just EA forcing the shit on them.
I won't even say big chance. I'm just gonna say.
And
last chance.
I'm really hoping that they have the A team working on this game and not the B team like they did for Andromeda, which could have been better if the A team was working on it.
Unless I see something amazing, I will not be buying that game. I'm telling you that now. Not
Because
happening.
I mean, the Dragon Age world, right? There were so many things that so many possibilities, so many things they could do. Like for me, one of the big things was I wanted to see Vice Up Fortress, like the Grey Warden fucking
The Grey Warden Fortress, yeah.
the base of all bases. I always wanted to see that, right? There were so many things in the Dragon Age world that they kind of talked about and explained and I don't know, showed that so many possibilities, and I really hope that they kind of do it justice and do it right. I mean, again, they didn't show anything, so they just talked about it, but it's their chance, right?
It is.
This game.
Yeah, that's all I had to say about Dragon Age, because obviously all we could really discuss is speculation at this point.
Yeah.
And I'm not down for speculation
It would
discussion.
have to really show me something that really
Honestly,
blows my skirt up. Otherwise, I won't be buying it.
honestly, as long as it's a kid,
Marilyn Monroe action. Or
if
what?
it blows up the skirt, yeah, okay.
Oh my!
I can't.
Um,
I just
if
can't get.
if
BioWare was traditionally was once upon a time like my favorite developer.
The company. Yeah.
The company, and honestly, since
yeah,
Dragon Age 2, 3, Mass Effect 3,
EA's acquisition.
yeah, pretty much exactly with EA's acquisition.
Yeah.
I cannot get behind anything they make. Like, I mildly enjoyed Andromeda. I mildly enjoyed Inquisition, but Anthem was just trash. But whatever, I don't know. That's such
We'll see.
like Derek
First off,
said. That
I feel
universe
like
is
this game
that
looks
universe is such an easy universe to get me into. This is kind of like Dragon Age doing a good game is like an easy sell on me, like
Yeah.
selling me a Halo
Mhm.
game would be. And look, I didn't buy Halo 5 for fucking good reason. So BioWare BioWare is like at the bottom of my. I would sooner buy Skyrim for the 19th time on my Series
God
X.
damn.
Whoa.
Not in
BioWare
100 years.
Wow, that's fighty. Holy dang!
But no, they have a lot.
Village.
They have a lot to backtrack on and prove, right, to those people that that really loved them in the past, and then they just fucked up and got shitty. So they have a lot to prove. All we can do is wait and see.
May I
Really.
ask Sean a semi-related, a question I should have asked earlier, really quickly. Sean, may I ask you this? When Amalur drops on Monday, are we getting like the thickest of big time stream sessions in a row of this game? Like, what are we talking here?
Well, I'm
Are you
working a
gonna-
double on Monday, and then I have 2 days off. So
Okay.
yes,
So basically, when you're streaming, is it going to be Amalur, just like full stop?
basically Monday night I'm loading up Animalore, and yeah, I'm probably just gonna play
Nice.
nonstop.
The weird thing is, I own it, but we lost Derek.
We did lose Derek.
He's like, he just quit. He's like, Alex is annoying.
Yeah, he's like, God, Alex just always cutting me off. I can never talk about shit.
I know. I'm terrible. Terrible.
There's no fucking integrity, this guy.
I know. I'm trash.
He just brings up Kingdoms of Amalur 30 minutes after Sean brings up Kingdoms of Amalur.
I know. I just thought, like, hey,
Doesn't follow the fucking script that we worked so
No.
hard all week to write.
yeah.
Bro, you think these scripts write themselves?
Dude, play us
You think
out.
these scripts write
What does
themselves?
that mean? Play us out. What does that mean?
So yeah,
Bring your
so,
fucking cues.
as I was saying, yes, I work a double on Monday, but you best believe it's pre-installed already, and you best believe that, yeah, I plan to play the shit out of that game.
Cool.
Okay.
Sean, next.
So we got a glimpse at let's see, this pisses me off here. We got a glimpse of World of Warcraft's Shadowlands
World of Warcraft Shadowlands.
Why you want to play it? Is that why it pisses you off?
because it makes me want to fucking play that game. And
Yeah.
if I get
we
back
didn't
into
get a
WoW,
glimpse of the gameplay, did we? We just got a glimpse of that, like that little. Didn't it?
well, we got
didn't it show us
the
that, like,
first
that-
short of
a new web series they're doing, if I understood correctly. Right?
yeah, it directed to Shadowlands, right?
That
Like
looked
the whole
fucking
kind of
awesome.
build up to
That looked
Shadowlands.
fucking-
It did look awesome.
My bro Uther, man.
Yeah,
oh
buddy.
my god.
Yeah, buddy.
Wait,
Holy-
did he do good or did he die, my boy?
You have to go watch, bro.
You
You have to
yeah.
go watch it. I don't want
it's
to
a-
spoil it for you.
It's a
You
short.
have to watch it.
It's one of, I think, 4 they said they were doing. I can't remember the
one
exact
of 4
number.
or one of 6. Yeah, something
Yeah.
like that. Not like too many. It was
Just
so
kind
good.
of explaining his like his afterlife. It's really it's done in the most Blizzard of styles. That's just like you watch it and you're like, oh, Blizzard. Like
And
yes,
it's-
it's like
and
a
it's our
warm
boy.
blanket. And,
And
yeah,
it's our boy Uther.
Uther. Uther.
Fuck,
Anyways,
man, he's so cool. It's like,
Versus
I'm not. I love it. I love the line. The one line he says too. What does he say? Hold on. It's like, I'm not seeking vengeance. I seek justice.
oh yes, it was always
Fucking
justice.
gives me. Oh my god.
Yeah.
It fucking gave me goosebumps. I'm like, oh man, I would kill myself right now. Go to the afterlife and have sex with your beard right now.
Yeah, so Shadowlands, they showed a
There's-
tiny bit of gameplay, like the
Yeah.
a kind of like tease of the new character that you can be. I'm guessing the new playable class.
Okay. I have 2 questions to spawn off this. Quick
Yeah.
questions. Is number 1, there's been rumors that with Shadowlands, they didn't say anything at Gamescom, so I assume it's just a rumor, is that they're looking to bring it to next-gen consoles. Is this something that would interest you guys?
What? Yeah.
Unfortunately, yes.
yeah, for sure. I'd get
I
it.
Dude,
think
100%.
if I unfortunately never had a good enough PC to play WoW. I downloaded the demo
I had
once and played a little bit of it, and I was like, "This seems cool," but I wouldn't been able to enjoy it on my PC. I upgraded a
Can't do anything
PC
on my
and
PC.
and got Star Wars, which I loved actually, and I wish we never stopped playing that game. But I would still prefer these games on console. So much more on console, me personally. Now, that being said, my computer is now good enough to download WoW. Should I download WoW and start playing some WoW on PC and get into that shit?
I mean,
It's an expensive startup.
it is a very expensive startup.
It's free to play now, isn't it?
It's free to play till level 20.
Yeah.
It's up until that point, it's just a lot of fucking fetch quest grind shit to get to level 20. Like it's I mean, if you want to learn all the different classes and play all the different races, go for it. I'd say do it, because I had fun doing that. But like I like when I got into it, I didn't have a great computer, but when I got into it, I got like hardcore into it, and I remember wasting a lot of time playing that game. A lot of time.
Like the time that I wasted on Star Wars. But yeah, so
Hey man,
I hope it comes to
Good
console.
memories,
That's what I want
though.
to happen.
If it did come to console, my only biggest fear would be the UI. That's kind of the tricky thing, right? Because when you're doing a raid with like 40 people and you're one of the healers and you're trying to heal 30 DPSers and a tank at the same time, it's already hard enough with a keyboard and mouse.
like how are they going to do it? Probably it's going to be like YBAX and then hold right trigger YBAX.
And even that, speaking as someone who did raids as a healer, that's not going to be enough to to keep the people alive. So,
right.
But I mean, there is a world where they could scale that down slightly, like to still make it possible. I know it won't be exactly the same.
Yeah, they could.
There's a world where it's. I mean, you have to look at the game, like the MMOs that we have now on console, and think that there's no reason why they couldn't bring WoW. And don't forget, Xbox has mouse and keyboard support.
It does, yeah.
That defeats the purpose. That defeats the purpose of it coming to my console, I guess. But
at the same time, if I could play WoW on a console and I just had to plug in a mouse and keyboard to make it feel more like WoW, I'd fucking do it in a heartbeat for that. Like
same.
Wow, that's it's a scary thought. If that comes to console, we'll rip all other games because WoW is.
I won't play with you because you just run through everything and then I can't enjoy the game.
WoW is a deadly poison that is very good.
Derek is a run througher.
Whereas Alex and I sit there for an hour smashing a spacebar button to get fucking holocrons hidden in the world. Where's Sean? Oh, I'm all the way up here, bro. Spamming the spacebar. Trying to jump and get up there.
Blame RJ though, okay? He had to go and want to join our group and then never play, and then we stopped playing.
Yeah, I mean, I could blame RJ, but you could have kept playing, bitch.
So could you?
Star Wars was also fun, yeah.
I really.
But out of the two, I'd play WoW more so.
Remember Kyle's tears when his character wouldn't roll high enough to be in the cutscene?
Wouldn't roll high enough
So
to
he
get the
ran
fucking
away?
screen. Would never roll
Remember
high
Kyle's
enough.
tears in Borderlands 1 where it's like, what? You guys got Lilith's finger or whatever, that stupid pistol in that first mission and 9 toes.
Oh yeah, I remember that. Yeah,
Also
yeah.
has 3 balls or whatever.
Do you? I don't know why you would think that seeing Big Blue was enough for you, Kyle. His British voice and fat chubby.
Bruh, we were such an awesome dynamic. I
It was-
days. I want that system to be in all games. If
It's never
BioWare makes a
going to be,
fucking... Like, if they make a new Dragon Age, I want co-op Dragon Age. I still want their...
I do not, because
I
it takes away from the fucking game.
No. Okay, that's enough out of you. I don't want Anthem games as a service. I want a Dragon Age Origins or something like that that can be played cooperatively. And there's so many good co-op games now, like really good, that integrate things interestingly in storytelling. Just to sidetrack, kind of like Man and Medan. That there are many games that are doing things differently. And BioWare, who was once upon a time the king of telling stories and changing and having choices in stories. And then even in that MMO Star Wars, that dynamic convo system between players made that game worthwhile. Nobody cared about the rest of the stuff because all the other stuff matters, obviously, but that was like the pull-in for me. Having those conversations that were just never ever the same. It never got boring having those conversations with the people because
Yeah, because it was like I'm saying F this guy, and you're
yeah,
like, okay.
and
I
it's
rolled, like, a
almost
90, and it's like
in
yeah,
the purest
like-
sense, it's like D&D too, because you're rolling
Yeah,
to
it
see who
was.
gets to talk. You're rolling the perception check, and who the winner gets to take the choice, and
Yeah.
you don't really get a say in what that guy says, and that'll
Yeah, it was-
alter what you're doing, and that adds to hilarity or like, oh fuck, bro, why'd you do that? We're gonna get fucked now, you know?
Dude, you killed
Like,
those kids.
or-
It's like,
yeah,
that's how I
it's
did
like-
it.
So I fully believe that this is the type of game we need. I honestly believe there's not enough games that do that. We've talked about how it's all local, only local player now, or local multiplayer, or it's the stupid games of the service. Where are more games like A Way Out, Man of Medan, things that really make really different and new ways of playing cooperatively?
I wouldn't want
And
them
BioWare
to
should be at
do
the
that with
forefront of
Dragon
this.
Age, though. I don't think I'd want them to do that
Why
with
not have
Dragon
that as an option though?
Yeah, you don't
Because
have
then
to
you-
use it. You don't want to play
But-
Dragon Age with us? Don't play Dragon Age with
but-
us. I'll
but-
rip Dragon Age with Sean.
But likewise, though, why? Because I think you're looking with blinders though a little bit, because look at Fable. Fable's just as fun playing it by yourself or playing it with a
Sorry,
friend,
guys.
and
I
it
have to
doesn't
go.
ruin your experience.
Sorry.
I know that BioWare is heavily like the games that they make on those. Okay, is he gone like forever?
I don't know. He didn't really specify.
So
Maybe something happened. Oh, anyways, continue.
as I was saying, like I know that BioWare games, they're heavily based on those relationship building and all that, and the companions you make. But who's to say that? Like, look at games like Divinity and stuff. Like, who's to say you can't have those relationships that you build, but also build a cooperative relationship along with those people? Like, they could make a game. Like, if you think about Inquisition as a game, too, like, what's stopping Kyle from having his squad and Derek having his squad, so to speak? It could be entirely different. Like, there's different things that you can do. They don't have to remove those things that make those games good or popular. This is definitely
This is
live.
live.
This is definitely live. I'm sad that Alex left though and decided to fuck up all our boxes.
Or
Alright.
we just maybe cleverly pre-recorded it with that answer. Oh, spooky.
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 No, anyways. I hope Alex comes back. Anyways, if he doesn't, he doesn't.
So yeah, so I would like them to bring co-op into it. You can feel free to go to the next one if you want, but if out of new BioWare games, I don't want necessarily games as a service, but I would like a co-op RPG of that aspect.
And I think
Like-
Dragon Age would be such a cool world for that, right? For that style of.
Yeah, and there's many ways that can do it wrong. Don't get me wrong.
Oh, yeah.
I understand your potential fears, Kyle.
That's what it
But,
is. It's just a giant fear because they have the formula for a game nailed down, and I just want to see them follow through on a good story and a good.
They
Like a
don't
good
have the
game.
formula for that game nailed down because it's changed with each iteration.
Yeah.
But like the general idea behind it has always kind
And
of been.
If everyone had that same fear, then games would never change. They'd never evolve, and we'd never get that perfect iteration, right? Like, I don't know. I don't see how adding a co-op in a game would be a fear, right? You could just
It's
not,
not a
Adding
bad
a-
thing.
partake in the co-op.
It's not a bad thing. And if they want to take the easy route is to make it inconsequential at all. And it's just somebody playing with you while you're doing your story. And even that is a fun time. Like, I wouldn't mind going into Derek's game and having him do his choices and I'm just there doing it with him. Like, I would much rather have it like me having to make some choices in there. And that's how I think BioWare should do it, to make it a BioWare game. But even just being able to play co-op.
Okay, anyways. And then the last thing I wanted to say about Shadowlands was the fact that it was coming out on the 27th of October. Right, so that's pretty cool.
It is. It is. I've already had people who do still play that game tell me that they're doing some crazy pre-Shadowlands stuff in the game right now.
Pre-Shadowlands? Oh, like what? Prepping?
Like no, like in the game they're doing some like story-based stuff to kind of lead into Shadowlands in World of Warcraft right now. So some interesting kind of, I guess you want to say, end game stuff for this current expansion.
I can't even think about end game. I'm still level 0.
I took a note here about Outriders. Do you happen to remember? I forgot to write down what type of game it was.
Outriders is a first-person shooter. It's a battle royale, isn't it, or like a squad-based shooter?
Yes, it was like the squad-based. Was it
squad-based? Yeah,
yeah.
It is squad-based. Yeah,
I think it kind of looked like first-person Rogue Squadron. I think, but some weird things going on. I don't know. I can't remember exactly. Or like first-person, maybe first-person Bleeding Edge seemed more like the right answer. I'm not sure.
I mean, because notes I took, it was coming holiday 2020. I did think it looked awesome. I thought the enemy designs looked really cool.
Yeah, I like the style of it. I definitely like
characters, the whole the whole style of it just looked absolutely awesome, right?
Mm-hmm.
So there was that to hopefully look forward to.
There was 2 other games besides Dragon Age that I was very interested in.
Derek's going down his list. Hold on.
But I know. That's why I'm going to be
there
like...
was,
hey.
As we had previously discussed, Sean, Teardown.
Yeah.
Which is by a two-man Swedish team, Tuxedo Labs, who actually developed their own engine for the game.
That's crazy.
Yeah,
that's crazy.
It's basically made of mini Minecraft blocks, and the entire world is destructible.
Of course, it's Swedish and it's Minecraft.
But there's no crafting. It seems
there's no crafting. It's just made of blocks.
Yeah, blocks. Yeah.
Like I said, it seems like the way they set it up is that like you're doing a bank heist or something like that, or like let's say you need to escape, or you're going to go rob the museum. And you preemptively set up your stuff to be able to escape, like the quickest way possible, or like the safest way possible. And because everything is basically interactable or destructible or movable, it seems like there's many cool, interesting options. Like I was telling Derek, it looks really interesting. I don't know if it'll be multiplayer, and I don't know if it'll be any good, but it's definitely an interesting concept that I hope turns out to something good.
Yeah, no, it could be really interesting. So I think that's going to be another one that I add to the list of things that even if it's paid, I probably would buy to try it out because it looks like it could be very interesting. Has anyone ever played Little Nightmares?
Okay, there was one that I was really, this is one of the ones I was really excited about. Little Nightmares was awesome.
Yeah,
Little Nightmares was so good, and I'm excited that there's going to be a second one. I'm really looking forward to that.
I wonder.
I don't know.
It's hard to tell.
It is hard
to tell, right?
It's hard to tell if it is or not, but like that was Alex coming back and then going away.
And leaving again. I just want to say that game looks creepy as fuck.
The first one was crazy. I think you'd really enjoy Little Nightmares, Derek. It is scary.
No, I wouldn't say it's scary.
It just gave me a fucking creepy vibe.
It's creepy vibes.
Yes. And I was like, "Holy shit, this is creepy."
I get a very like Tim Burton-esque unsettling vibe.
Yeah,
but there's not like jump scares or scary.
No, I was very unsettled watching it. I was like, it made me want to play the first one. But at the same time, I was sitting there watching this Little Nightmares 2 like on the screen, and I was like, why do I just felt so fucking uneasy. Like it was making me think of Man of Medan, but this was even worse. Just because of the level design, the art style, I was like, maybe I don't want to play this. I don't. Fuck.
And anytime you're a little child in a world filled of like just dreadful evil, it's always a little bit more unnerving.
But are you a child?
True.
Yes, he is.
Play the game. I suggest playing.
Play the game.
If you and
Yeah.
I
It's
don't
worth
think
buying.
it is,
Yes.
It's
but
not super expensive.
it's
No.
not. But if we share a game like we plan to, we should
Oh
just
yes, we
get
have
it done.
to set that
I'm
up.
pretty sure I own it. I think I bought it. I think Eric bought the DLC, so we won't be able to play the DLC. But the OG
DLC
game I got.
usually goes on. The DLC goes on sale quite often, so I'd say pick that up when it does go on sale.
It's it's have you played like Limbo or Inside? We've had this conversation before.
No, not yet. They're all games that I've seen and stuff, but it's like
But did you play
I-
Ori yet?
no, not yet.
Oh my goodness.
Still on the list. Spiritfarer is up next because that did look very interesting.
It is, but like I said, that game's apparently like 35, 45 hours long.
Which when you said that is what added to the interesting aspect of it,
Yes.
right? When it was first described, it didn't seem like it was going to be that kind of game. And then when you're
I
like,
agree.
oh, 35, 40 hours long, I was like, okay, maybe this is definitely something I need to move up the list to like the top of trying out because holy shit. Like I did Wasteland 3 first, but
You missed that. We talked about it earlier, actually. Seven of Spades.
oh yeah, we had a good fucking
Like 10
20
minutes.
20-minute discussion almost on Madden and the state that it's currently in.
That
Just to
is-
sum it up for you,
Oh, how fun.
huge disappointment.
Very big disappointment for
Me
me.
and Elusive Man don't really play sports. I used to play sports games, and then I stopped buying after EA screwed us over in hockey like 3 years ago. And since then, I've boycotted. I haven't paid for a single EA sports game. And then Axel Haxon and Lou Radio DJ buy the Madden games every year.
Yeah,
without a fault. They pre-order that shit like months in advance because they're
Yeah.
losers.
Oh, whatever.
And it's literally trash. And then they're complaining about and now they're part of that hashtag take NFL away from EA fucking movement. But I'm like, bro, you guys bought the game and pre-ordered it and probably buy hut packs. You're part of the problem, guys.
No. I do not buy mutt packs and I do not buy cosmetics for the yard. So no, I'm not part of that. And I don't care if EA has it or not. I just want some fixes. But you're right. I am part of the problem in the fact that I do buy it every year.
You're part
I
of
don't-
almost every problem.
We can say we don't care
That's
who
true.
has it, but clearly EA can't do shit at all with it. Like, look at what they
No,
do with
they
the Star Wars franchise. Other than like one game, they're all trash. All right, what was next on
Oh,
Gamescom, dude?
That's funny. Speaking of the Star Wars franchise,
Star Wars games.
Next
Oh,
on my
are you gonna
list,
talk about Squadrons, baby?
Star Wars Squadron.
Okay, I just want to
right.
say, can I say something real quick?
Yes.
Is that as a growing up PC gamer, I don't think you played it, but I owned X-Wing and TIE Fighter, and I fucking loved those games. Did any of you guys play those games?
No.
They were like the flight simulator Star Wars games. You were inside the
I-
cockpit, flying around space.
did
X-Wing was
not.
obviously you played in the X-Wing and you flew around and fought against the bad dudes, or you can play TIE Fighter and you were playing as the dark side of that, right? So anyway, I loved those games. So when I
I
see
had
this
tons
game,
of different Star Wars games, but like not those ones.
this
no.
game gets me hyped. I'm not gonna lie. It's probably gonna be trash because it's EA, but it looks really good. And if I
but
had
Jedi Fallen
VR,
Order was.
if I had VR, I think this would be a game that got me into it because this is apparently a savage VR game. Like honestly, the worlds look so well done, the colors and stuff. Like it just looks spot on. Go ahead, Derek.
Oh, excuse me. Yeah, so it's set after Episode 6. You play as a mix of Galactic Empire and the New Republic, right? So you're a character in the Galactic Empire, well, the crumbling Galactic Empire. You're a character, you're a fighter pilot for the New Republic. That's kind of how you play through the story. Slated to come out October 2nd. It looked interesting. Yeah, I don't know how to. I don't know how to feel about it yet, though.
It's very hard to feel about Star Wars games these days, right?
Yeah, it is. Give me a second. I'm just gonna go refill my Coca-Cola Zero.
Sponsor us.
Yeah,
Sponsor us!
Squadrons does look interesting, for sure. As a Star Wars fan, I'm interested. As an EA guy who doesn't like EA games, I should say, a guy who doesn't really particularly like EA games, I'm a little bit skeptical because I'm sure it's going to be like a 5-hour campaign full of like $1 million microtransactions and ruin my experience.
Probably.
But if it wasn't for those things, it looks like a solid Star Wars game.
Well, then again, I mean, there wasn't really 500 different microtransactions for Jedi Fallen Order, was there?
Yeah, but that was like an exception, and this game would have been in development. The only reason why that works out is because I think Apex and like Titanfall were just so successful. Like this was like a well-known studio.
True.
But we'll see. Like honestly, Jedi Fallen Order is like the exception to EA.
The exception to a lot of things. Yeah,
it's the exception to EA Star Wars games. Let's not. And if if it wasn't that studio, Respawn,
yeah,
who's has a really good, basically has a perfect track record, even with their missteps in Apex. Like Titanfall 1 was an amazing game. I mean, I didn't like the multiplayer, but it was still a good game.
Well, it was only multiplayer though.
Yeah, I know. Well, no, it was fun, but I mean, it wasn't like crazy.
It was they had a lot to learn, and I think they fixed everything.
Titanfall 2 had a great campaign. Like honestly, one of the greatest campaigns. Multiplayer I couldn't care for once again. And then you have Apex, which just dropped out of nowhere, hot drop like
hot drop.
And then Jedi Fallen Order. So like that studio in particular, I think earned their pedigree to be able to do that. And I'm sure that they strong-armed EA in a sense. I mean, strong-armed EA. I'm sure they said like, well, I'm not going to make this game if we don't get to make it. Apparently, the story goes that they said we want it to be this way. We don't want to make your version of a Star Wars game. We want to make our version of a Star Wars game.
So, well, I mean, like of anybody, I would say like Respawn being as many members of Infinity Ward as it is. I'm actually like I have faith that they can do things right. And that's they're a good studio, right?
Yeah, but yeah, Squadrons looks interesting. I'm just because it's EA. I'm skeptical if it'll be like a 5-hour campaign. Is there a multiplayer component? I believe there is.
I wouldn't be surprised if there would be. Yeah.
Is it going to be fun? Is there going to be like a 5-hour campaign, or is it going to be like a good, decent campaign, or challenge missions, or I don't know. You know what I mean? Is there going to be like 1 million? What's interesting that you didn't see in that video, Derek, because I've watched other videos of it, is that it seems like you can customize your ship quite a bit, and not just, I don't mean like visibly necessarily, like everything down from like the weapons and the thrusters and this and that, to really get like kind of like a nerdy RPG Star Wars experience into your ship building.
Yeah, I think they briefly mentioned that. Like, it was a very brief thing, right? That they're like, oh, you can unlock all 6 ships and customize them, but they didn't go into detail as to how you could customize them. So that's an interesting aspect of it.
If I remember correctly, they showed like almost like an RPG skill tree, but not for a character, for your ship. And you have all your different parts and stuff. You can like, in a sense, it's almost like a Gran Turismo or Forza Motorsport, being able to like customize like little details to make your ship faster or quieter or louder, different types of weapons that you can equip in it. Obviously within Star Wars canon. I don't think they're like just made up kind of thing.
Yeah. Usually, I think most of them, or at least they should be, canon Star Wars ships, or ones that they've kind of come out with or haven't said that were in like the newest movies, which I don't know the names of all those ships, but yeah,
they're probably like not introducing like a Tesla canon or something like that. Like it's got to be Star Wars universe related.
Yeah, no, based on what I saw, I mean, I'm sure it'll all be Star Warsy stuff and nothing like magical and new. Like, oh, for this game we had to add this. Like, no, it's
specific.
It's probably all decently Star Wars canon-y stuff.
Yeah.
So that should be interesting. I mean, for me, it's not like someone who had played like TIE Fighter and all those other games, right? It's not like I'm like, oh my god, yes, I can't wait. But it's another Star Wars game, so I love Star Wars.
Star Wars?
A Star Wars question?
A Star Wars question?
Star Wars guy.
I told you they're talking about bringing that back, right?
Yes.
I definitely told you. I think you were the first person I told.
They better. Such a great show. So much. Yeah, so Star Wars Squadron. This next one.
I don't know if Star Wars Galaxies. I don't think it is, Rob.
Star Wars.
I don't know if it's still around. I don't know if they shut
Star
it
Wars
down or not.
Galaxies, they shut it down. Yeah. I heard them that they were going to bring it back, but they didn't. Galaxies did shut down, though.
So what's next on that list, Derek? Sorry to interrupt. I was answering a question.
No, it's all good. Yeah. 12 minutes.
Oh, that game! Come on, how does that game not wrestle your jimmies, bro?
It rustles my fucking jimmies.
Willem Dafoe. As
Willem
narrator?
fucking Dafoe.
Come on, man.
When I saw that, they're like, oh, and this star cast, and I was like, okay, like James McAvoy, okay, Daisy Ridley, okay, Willem Dafoe. I was like, oh! Yes.
I didn't see that coming, and I wonder if this was like a new addition, because when this game was announced at E3 last year, they didn't announce these names at all.
No, it was a new edition. That's why I got so hyped about it, was because they made a big deal too about this like new like fucking star-studded cast, and I was like, okay, well, how great can it be? And then I like Willem Dafoe popped up. I was like, oh my god, like, all right, yes, you win.
This game has me very interested. I'm a big fan of the well done time loop thingamabobber mechanic, like in Outer Wilds.
Outer Worlds?
Outer Wilds.
Outer Wilds. Oh, yeah, that one. Yeah.
Outer
okay.
Wilds, where it's 22 minutes, I believe, before the sun goes supernova, if you don't die.
Yeah.
And then you start over again, and all the knowledge that you've gained goes with you, and the people in the world are like, what the fuck are you talking about? They just think you're crazy, kind of thing. And I believe that's how this game is going to be, in a sense. Like, obviously, like, I feel like my understanding, I don't know, it seems like in those 12 minutes you're like destined to die, and you're trying to figure out why that happens. And it seems like you've seen the video though, like every 12 minutes, like, it seems like there's so many different things that can happen. So very interesting. I'm really stoked about that game. That's like a day one.
Yeah, it'll
be Game Pass, right? Day one. It's an Xbox exclusive, if I'm not mistaken.
Was it?
I'm pretty sure at least it's a timed exclusive for Xbox. I'm pretty sure it was announced on Xbox's stage at E3 last year. You'll have to search that to confirm, but I'm pretty sure. And if it's an Xbox exclusive, it's a day one Game Pass for sure. We're just waiting for some confirm.
Yep. Published for Microsoft Windows, Xbox One, and Xbox Series X.
So when's it coming out? Did you get a date by any chance?
They did no. There was no release date announced for it.
That sucks. I mean, it's fair, I guess, with COVID and everything going on right now.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was hoping when they brought up 12 minutes, right? I was really hoping to see a release date for it. And yeah, no release date for that yet. But it's going to be a day one play, no matter what. Just because that's how interesting the damn game looked.
That game looks cool to me.
Yeah, it does. It does.
Really cool.
After that, then I mean, like I said, I didn't take notes on all of them because I only really I just wanted to discuss the most interesting looking ones. Lemnis Gate. Do you remember that one, or do you want a little refresher?
I
didn't see that one.
I need a refresher.
All right, so it's a Montreal dev team. Fuck yeah! Just to start, releases. Oh yes, the Lemnis Gate will be the game that when you play it, is the first person shoot, but you play in the 25-second time loop, the turn base. So like you play the game, you shoot bang 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 for 25 seconds, and then I think it's like the time rewind, and then the other team, they make their move, and they move and they go bang, 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 and then you watch the strategy, and then you replay your turn. It's something like that.
I don't think the French Montrealers would say bang, bang, bang. I think they'd probably say either blat, blat, or blat, blat, or like le pow, le pow.
You know, you go around and you do the la pow, la pow, la pow.
Blat, blat, blat.
A little blat, blat, blat.
And then you stop on the street corner and a little bleu, blanc, rouge, esti. Go, Habs, go. Ole, 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 ole. Ole. Le pow, le pow, le pow. Blat, blat, blat. Let's go, esti.
So, yeah.
Montrealer Suka Blatz is actually Esti Blatz.
Esti Blat. Esti Blat.
So continue. Yes, it is a shooter.
Yeah, so the way that they had basically shown it was a turn-based multiplayer strategy first-person shooter. So if you remember, the example that they gave is, I think it was like a capture the flag.
And the rewind time, I don't remember seeing this for some reason. The only one that I've seen recently that reminds me of that was like not that game, it's a different one. I forgot what it's called, like Deadly Bullet or some nonsense like that. I'm gonna look it up. What's the name of the game called?
Lemnis Gate. Lemnis Gate. Yeah, so but that was the thing, like, even with all that, it like, I don't think they did a fantastic job of explaining it, because I had to rewatch that part of opening night live like 4 times just to truly kind of wrap my head around what was going on. But it does seem like it's an FPS, yes. Turn-based multiplayer strategy, yes. So it's an interesting hybrid. You take your move, and this is where I wasn't sure of if it's simultaneously or not. It would seem to be simultaneous. So, like, say it's 4 versus 4, right? You're capping the flag, they're defending. You all decide, okay, let's rush up the gut, and then the other team say they send 2 to the left, 2 to the right, and then they notice, oh shit, they rushed up the gut. All right, well, this time let's send 2 in the middle and 1 on each side. Then you get to replay your turn. It does look cool, and I think
remember seeing it though.
I think the idea is absolutely amazing. It just makes me wonder how good it would actually be in the long run.
Probably like most things that come out of Montreal, not. But let's hope we're wrong. Unless it's poutine pizza or
Poutine pizza.
no, that's blasphemous.
Have you ever had it?
I went to Thunder Bay and had it from Pizza, which is also blasphemous.
So yeah, there was a Lemnis Gate, which is definitely something to watch out for. It's set to come out early 2021, like I said.
Is Call of Duty on your list?
No, God no. Call of Duty was definitely not on my list.
Did you see that Call of Duty thing, Mababber?
Yeah, it definitely rustled my jimmies, right?
It definitely rustled your jimmies. Right?
I'm on the trying not to buy the next Call of Duty train. Like, I don't want to keep feeling like a fucking idiot, even though I know I'm going to buy it at some point.
They showed zero gamelay. The game could be trash, but
the story. It's the story, aspect, right?
Like just sitting around the table, like I said, like I guarantee you this would wrestle Derek. Well, I told you that last week, right, or the week before that, whatever.
Yeah.
I was like, this is definitely going to wrestle your jimmies. And
it wrestles my jimmies. Like I think it was the first Black Ops. You're doing basically around the same thing. You're sitting around the table with JFK, and your character's brainwashed, like somewhat brainwashed there, and you have that like little like vision of yourself like pulling the pistol, and like there was just that iconic like screeching noise as you're like pointing the pistol at the president, and you're like, what? And then it like snaps out, and you realize that it was just like the brainwashing kind of trying to kick in to get him to assassinate the president. So it's like they've always done such a great job with their campaigns that, as much as I say I'm not going to buy Cold War, as much as much as every fiber of my fucking being is saying you're not going to buy Cold War, I know at some point I'm just going to like load up the Xbox, and then like 3 hours later, like a little notification is going to pop up and be like, Call of Duty Cold War is ready to play. I'm going to be like, what? Like, how did that happen? It's going to happen. But yeah, that video wrestled my fucking jimmies good.
I also want to add, I think it's got like the stupidest Call of Duty name and longest unneeded.
Call of Duty Black Ops Cold War.
Call of Duty Black Ops 4 or Black Ops 2 Cold War. I don't know. It's way too long for no reason. I understand why they're doing it, because they want to like let people know that it's like going back to like Black Ops routes and you're going to be memorable characters in there. But man,
yeah. But at the same time, they could have just called it Cold War.
Yeah,
Call of Duty.
We all know that is in the line of the Treyarch franchise, right? Treyarch has been doing the Black Ops games.
Unless you're
Cold War is falling under that category. Yeah, it's a quick fucking Google search.
But in my opinion,
Treyarch.
do you have to be told that there's going to be memorable characters in it? Play it, and then you'll be surprised. Like, holy crap, it's fucking Soap McTavish. I don't know if that's even that franchise, but it's just an example.
That's the advanced
right. That's the
franchise.
Yeah, I know, but I'm pretty sure it wasn't. But it's just an example. You know what I mean? Like,
Woods and
Frank Woods.
There's Woods. I know there's Woods for sure. But
who didn't even get to reprise his role, and he was kind of sad about that. The guy who voices Frank Woods didn't even get to be Frank Woods this time.
If his name isn't Woods Frank, I don't know. But yeah, I just don't think it's necessary to name it like that. I think it would just be cooler if they named it Cold War, and when you see those characters, you're like, oh, sweet. If you know the franchise, oh, sweet.
Yeah.
If you don't know the franchise,
why are you buying it?
Well,
Yeah.
no,
Yeah.
but then it doesn't fucking matter. It's just a new story for you.
True.
Like most games that have sequels or spin-offs, they don't need to list like every word of the previous franchise. All right.
And I do think that COD, like I've always preferred Treyarch's multiplayer. It has, I mean, as everyone knows who's played a COD, right? Each company's multiplayer feels different.
Yeah.
Quite often it's hard to really put your finger on what it is, but they have different feels. And out of the two original developers, Infinity Ward and Treyarch, Infinity Ward's always been my least favorite multiplayer feel. Treyarch was always my favorite. So
to me, yeah,
it
to
might
me,
push
it was
me
the
to
same
play
thing.
more COD multiplayer for Cold War. Maybe.
Treyarch was always the multiplayer guys to me, and Infinity Ward was always really the story guys, because they were the Modern Warfare guys to me. So they were like, we got the good story. Yeah, Black Ops 1 had a great story too, so it's really hard to say. But yeah, for them, they were always the campaign guys to me, and Treyarch was the multiplayer.
Yeah, basically, right? That's always how I felt it too more.
Yeah.
Like I usually enjoyed Infinity Ward's campaigns more than Treyarch's gameplay. Although Treyarch's campaigns have also always been fantastic. So if that cinematic is anything to like glimpse into the story, then I think this will be a fantastic story. And I'm really hoping for some I need me some Treyarch COD multiplayer. If I'm gonna buy the game, I'm gonna play the multiplayer a bit, and I just need me that Treyarch feel, which, you know, it's like Sledgehammer's fucking gameplay was there. It was meh in multiplayer, and I can't remember the name of that other. Was there another company?
Infinity Ward.
No, it was
Treyarch, Infinity Ward, Sledgehammer.
and Sledgehammer, right? That was
Yeah.
it, right?
Sledgehammer's last one was Ghosts or Advanced Warfare. Ghosts, I think.
No, it
Ghosts.
was Advanced Warfare.
It was Advanced Warfare. Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah, because I was like, it's been a while since they've done one.
if I'm not mistaken, they've been helping the other studios. Like, if I remember correctly, the one with the Nazi zombies, I think they had a hand in helping them work either on the BR or the Nazi
Okay,
zombies.
so
I
then,
can't remember,
so
but they
so
are
then
working on them,
Sledgehammer's been
just not like
helping
on a
out.
main
Oh, okay.
line. But I do
Oh, and
love
that's what
being a
I'm.
support
That's what
studio.
I'm excited for too. The return of zombies too. Like I've always loved those game modes.
I like the original one the best.
In World at
OG.
War?
Yeah.
I like Black Ops. Black Ops Zombies was my favorite.
Mm.
The OG one was so just basic, right? It was one room over and over. Like there was no change. Then
It was so good, though.
Was Black Ops Zombies the one that had the DLC with like the George Romero fight? Was that the one, or was that Black Ops 2?
I think that was Black Ops 2. Because they got more elaborate after, right?
It
Like
did get more elaborate after.
World
Yeah.
at Wars was very basic. It was like a little like mini game. Like I don't think they ever intended it to become as popular as
It did.
as it
Yeah.
became.
Yeah.
I'm kind of curious who developed Ghost. I think it was Infinity Ward. Yeah,
Ghost was Infinity Ward. Yeah, it was their first one back, I think, because
And that was also coincidentally my favorite Infinity Ward multiplayer experience. Ghosts. Their setup was fantastic for it, and I wish they had stuck with that.
Was there anything else on that Gamescom list?
Oh, the last one, which I mean, I'm sure you two. I was more. This was probably going to be more for me and Alex, but it was Humankind, which looked like another 4X game.
I feel like I did see that.
Which was it was the one where they were talking about like the religion spreading and blah blah blah. Like it was just I don't know. I love, like you guys know, I love 4X games, and they didn't show there was not that much information on it as I had hoped to have seen. But I mean, it looked, at first glance, it looked like another typical 4X game. So maybe something that could rival Civ's play style.
I quite like those games. I miss playing Planetfall, but I'm not into it enough to play it by myself. But I shouldn't say that. There's so many other games that I would rather play before playing that, but I do want to get back to playing our multiplayer campaign in that. And I should get back to playing my single player XCOM. Like XCOM is more up my alley to play solo, or Monster Mutant Year Zero, which if you haven't played, Derek, you should. It might not be on Game Pass anymore.
I don't think it is. Mutant Year Zero. I think they took it off.
Mutant Year Zero.
Yeah, it's like an XCOM game, but you play as like mutants, like a talking pig and a talking duck.
And a talking duck. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
It was really good though. It was like XCOM, but like with more character, one would say. But other like play style is almost identical.
Yeah, no, I mean, like I said, like Planetfall 2, it's not one of those ones that's for everyone in terms of playing it single player. Like I love playing it single player. I love 4X games.
Like I said, I'm sure I could play it single player and really get into it. I just know that those are kind of like time sink games, and if I'm gonna sink time into it, I'd rather sink time into it like you guys in our world.
Which we have to restart anyways because the file was corrupted.
Yeah. I wonder are you able to back up save somehow? Are you able to like create two saves somehow? Is that a thing? Like, can you auto save? Can you manually save?
No, you can't manually save.
Oof.
That sucks.
Yeah.
But yeah, we should start it. We have to start a new one, yes. And I would like to. But like I said, there's so many other games that when I'm solo, I would like to play and get around to playing or finishing.
Yeah, no, understandable. And I mean, like that wraps it up for like the Gamescom stuff that I thought looked interesting.
There is one more Gamescom game, and for me anyway, and that was Scarlet Nexus, which is kind of along the lines of a Code Vein and God Eater style game. From what I could tell, it looked really interesting.
Look into your heart.
Yeah, you say that just because it was an anime-looking game, Sean. Look into your heart.
We saw this game at E3 last year, and I said,
"Look into your heart."
And I said this might be cool, so I'm with you.
Yeah, it might be. It might be cool. I don't know if it's like Code Vein, then it is, but we'll see.
I don't know if I'm sold on it. yet, but I'd like to know. I don't really know much about it.
Yeah,
Like, every
same
time I
thing.
hear them explain it, like they don't seem to explain it well. It's kind of like metal music nowadays, video games. It's like it's not just.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, we're like grunge, new, hardcore, thrash, bungee jumping metal.
Post-punk.
So it's like we don't really know. So I don't know. Like I don't know what kind of game it is, but
It remains
it
to
could
be
be
seen.
cool.
Yeah,
I
it
actually
has
wanna
potential.
I gotta get around to trying that game or buying that game. Maybe I hope it comes to Game Pass at some point. But that game that Alex got, the other XCOM game where he plays the sisters, I forget what it's called, like the Gothic one.
Oh yeah. It started with an A. I know what one you're talking about. It looked really cool too.
Yeah, it's like the black and white with like the only color is like red, like
Red.
Schindler's List style.
Yeah.
Was there anything else that I saw at Gamescom? Not specifically. I thought like overall it was good. Like I said, like I told you guys, I said there's not much new necessarily that we saw, but I thought it was a good show. Show. I enjoyed it.
Yeah, what I saw, I didn't. I should have sat down and watched the whole thing, but what I saw, I did like. And there's a few things that I'm looking forward to for sure.
The next one is TGS, I think, Tokyo Game Show.
Tokyo Game Show is, I think, the next one. Yeah.
There's
think it's at
also
the
another
beginning of
Ubisoft Forward coming up.
Ooh, another Ubi forward.
Unless they show me Beyond Good and Evil 2, I don't really care.
September 10th, maybe.
What? September 10th?
I think so. It's very soon.
Okay. Well, I'll keep an eye out on it. But I know last time it was pretty boring for me. Like as much.
Yeah,
as
it wasn't super interesting. It's just
I don't care about Siege anymore. Like unless they're announcing me Splinter Cell or showing me some Beyond Good and Evil 2, which I don't. As a big fan of that game, I don't even know if it'll be good at all.
yeah,
So-
September 10th.
September 10th at 3 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah, and then there's TGS, which I think is the beginning of October, if I'm not mistaken. And then we have, the Game Awards are supposed to be happening again in November, late November.
Okay.
It's kind of weird. A lot of people are talking about this right now, but it's kind of really weird that, for starters, we don't know much about next gen, and they're all supposed to be coming out in November. Like, think about
Yep.
it. Like,
Yeah.
September, October, we're like 2.5 months away from the 2 next generation consoles, and we don't know prices.
No, supposedly
we
they're
don't
yeah.
really know games, like, other than like we don't really know games. They haven't given us a launch lineup yet, really. Like they've
pretty much just given us here's what's
here's
coming
the
out
game.
on Xbox One and PS4. By the way, that's probably going to be what's on the launch
Yeah.
consoles for
So,
5 and
I know we've had this conversation about with Game Pass and blah 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 whatever, but it's still weird. Like we're in a weird place.
it
I
is
wonder-
weird.
I wonder if there'll be a weird. I mean, if I remember correctly, the Switch price was only given out like I think it was 60. I think it was like 60 days before the console launch. So we're not in that frame yet, but we're getting close to that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And it's another weird thing too is the feeling, right? I remember always being hyped for a new console, and now it's not even there, right? Like it doesn't even feel like a next gen console is right around the corner.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, because I don't have a One X, I am kind of hyped, but I don't know if I'll get it right away or not. I really want Microsoft. I've already decided I'm going with Microsoft. Obviously, I'm going with the next Xbox because as cool as PlayStation can be, it just ends up collecting dust anyway. And my back catalog is on Xbox, so it just makes sense.
Yeah.
So I'm definitely going to upgrade it, and probably fairly early on, if not day one. But I really want Microsoft to show me something. To show me something. We don't have Halo obviously now, so I want them to show me something like, oh, you can only play this here on this day. Because I feel like as great as Game Pass is, and even though I'll get all those added benefits, which are awesome, about the speed and the downloads and the downloads. I mean, the speed and the loading of games and the graphic fidelity and all that. I know I'll get all those benefits when I buy the new console, but if I wanted just that, I would have got the 1X, right?
Yeah.
In my situation. Like, I was really hoping that they would give me... I understand they're bridging the gaps and all that, but I'm hoping that they'll be like, here's a game that you can only play on Series X or whatever. I mean, plus Cyberpunk comes out around then, right? So, like, to play Cyberpunk looking infinitely... well, not infinitely, but looking, I would assume, much better, it might be worth it on its own.
Yeah.
Like,
But I think at the same time too, that's where I think the drawback is when they're saying, okay, you get a free upgrade too. So, all right, well then fuck it, I'll buy Cyberpunk, play it on the 1X up until the point where I decide, okay, now I'm gonna go buy the Series X and then just take the free upgrade.
But if it runs, but if it runs totally fine on the Xbox One, like if it runs fine, it's not like frame rate droppy or laggy, then I'll have no problem putting in many hundreds of hours there.
Oh yeah, no, definitely.
Yeah. I think is that it for today's episode, boys?
I think that'll be it for today's episode.
All right. It's been a good one.
It has been.
I guess I'll start us out then. I'm Sean, TSG_Big Time. You can find me on Twitch at TSG_Big Time. Or you can find me on Twitter at BigTimeTSG. Haven't been streaming tons lately because I've had a fucked up work schedule, and I'm being transferred to another store. I was brought into the office, and it's like, so Sean, I got some good news or bad news for you. You're going to this store. It wasn't really a question. It was, you're going to this store on September 12th. So that's cool. I'm getting transferred. And it's funny because I was talking with Derek the other day about how, anyway, doesn't matter. It's cool. But yeah, I've just been busy lately. But I have been playing some games. I plan to stream some more. D&D Sunday night, 8 p.m.
Excited for that.
Yeah, last week was a good episode, so I'm definitely excited.
Oh, I am looking forward to this week.
Yes.
Last week, it was. I
really
wish Alex is here too to hear this, but I have to hand it to him. Some of the shit that he throws out, and I was talking to him about it on the side because, like he had, in terms of the game, right? Like I got that level up, through mysterious circumstances, and he didn't reveal. Obviously, he didn't reveal the story and like what's going on, but like I'm putting it together with certain things that are happening, and then I was like, I cannot believe it took me so many years to try D&D because it truly is the fucking ultimate RPG. Like I was looking at the Warlock level like table, and at level 3 I get access to either Pact of the Chain, Pact of the Tome, or Pact of the Blade. All right, Pact of the Blade allows me to summon a bladed weapon that I'd be proficient in. So I was like, no, I'm not really down for that. Pact of the Tome gives me basically a spell book which lets me learn either like 3 new cantrips that I can use at will from any class. So I was like, holy shit, that sounds pretty fucking cool. And then if I upgrade that later, it allows me to add spells that I can cast as rituals. And I was like, okay, that's pretty fucking cool. And then the chain one is it allows me to summon a familiar.
Oh,
but
buddy.
Yeah. And out of the normal ones, like there's like the fucking owl, all these like boring animals. They're like, but if you use this, you can summon an imp, a sprite, a pseudo dragon, and like something else. And I was like, holy fuck. I was like looking at the imp. I was like, the imp can be invisible. I was like, oh my God. I'm going to use this imp to pickpocket so many people.
I'm Dolby.
So,
Dolby.
I don't know. It's like the ultimate fucking RPG, and I'm super excited for the next, for Sunday.
Yeah, I am also, well, next Sunday. Like, a day and a bit.
Yeah, a day and a bit.
Excuse me. Yeah, I'm also very excited for the next episode. It's been going good. Last episode was good. And
yeah.
I didn't tell Alex, but there was a guy on Facebook on the Facebook game, and actually he was like, "Your GM talks too much." he's like, the GM is supposed to let the other players play. I'm like, did you like tune in at the one moment where Alex was talking? Because like it's literally the DM's job to like in not necessarily in painstakingly detail, but to at least be graphic and about making the world you're playing in like realizable, real, playable, you know. And like, I don't find he talks too much. I didn't agree with it, but
no, I definitely don't agree with that. Like he's building the world. Like if he spends 20 minutes, 25 minutes describing a fucking castle, like awesome. At least then I can visualize what's going on. Like at least I can see it. I can build that construct for myself.
Yeah.
As opposed to like, okay, there's a castle that has a tower. Have fun. Like what?
No, I think being able to explain the area and the people around you and act out the voices and stuff is like imperative.
Yeah,
making it enjoyable. I mean, in comparison to us, maybe he talks a lot, but I think that's also because I do believe that not everyone has necessarily gotten out of their shell yet, which is fine. It might take a while. It might take 50 more episodes. Not everyone is comfortable and just. Not everyone's comfortable in getting a naked orc shower bath scrub. I thought it would be somebody cool and not just that.
No, but I mean, and look at it too. Like part of the importance of the game is playing to the type of character that you're playing, right? And exactly as how Alex introduced me at the beginning, like oh, all of a sudden you notice this guy standing in the hallway in the shadows, like that. But that's my character. Like. I'm just gonna sit back and chill and just be like, that's interesting. Okay, oh, you guys want to do that? Well, that's okay. We'll do that. Like, let's see how it plays out. Like it, I don't know. Kyle could talk more.
Come shower.
What the fuck was that guy's name?
I don't remember.
Fuck.
Let's go back and watch. Pretty sure.
Anyways,
Alex also hit on Kyle's character as the male elf dude. Yes, he did.
Oh yeah, he flat out did.
There could have been.
Kyle, are you muted right now? Because if you're talking, I can't hear you, buddy.
There could have been a love interaction
Oops.
there.
No, there wasn't a lot of interaction, but I did accidentally mute myself.
Reginald Harfellow, was that it? I think it was.
It was Reginald.
Poor guy.
It was Reginald, I think.
My character is a nomad. I'm not used to a lot of interaction with people, so that's why I'm relatively quiet. When I speak up, I'm very.
Maybe you could get used to using your abilities and talking to animals.
That's fair.
Yeah. That was me who called him out on that.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Forget it. Don't forget it.
There's been a lot of times where, like, even in an earlier one where I was like, "Hey, Alex, can I talk to an animal here?" He was like, "There is none." I'm like, "Ah."
Exactly, yeah. And then the one time I was like, "Ooh, there's crows here. Oh, there's mice scurrying here. Like, oh, there's like literally every fucking like
a sparrow lands on this windowsill. What do you do?" Kyle's like, "I'll stare at it." What? No, don't do it.
Meanwhile, like some good guy runs away. I will draw my bow
and murder the poor fucker.
There, he wasn't good. He was a slaver. I shot him.
What are you, neutral good, lawful good? Because you
chaotic,
don't sound like it.
Chaotic good.
Chaotic good. I was fuck. If that's chaotic good, then holy shit, what the fuck am I supposed to do as neutral evil? Fucking slaughter an entire fucking hamlet? Like, if this is my role model, if I'm looking up and this chaotic good guy shot a guy in the leg with an arrow and then tortured him and let him bleed out, what the fuck do I have to do to be neutral evil? Like, oh, you enter a hamlet of 30 people. Ah, excellent. I'll be right back, everyone. I have to slaughter these poor fuckers.
I can't
blame the elf.
Fire.
Should I disrobe?
Let me finish the top first.
Bro, Hardbuckler is going to have to get massacred. Why did you think I was trying to bring us there? I'm going to have to massacre an entire fucking village.
I wanted to see the bees in teenage costumes.
I want to see these teenage costume bee bug people. I was against going there too, but goddamn, this bee suit thing sounds interesting.
I still think I mean, We still don't really know what our quest is, right? We don't know what kind of quest we're on still, basically. We're trying to find out what's going on here, but is our quest to find out what's going on here? Or
but what part of your talk are you talking about here? Like,
because technically a campaign has like a overarching story quest, right?
yeah,
In a
so
sense.
I'm feeling like our overarching story quest right now is
It's related to
Fannar and his,
it's related to Fannar, yes, but
Yeah.
we don't really, because we don't know anything. We don't know anything. You know what I mean? Like, we need to find out more, obviously.
yeah, we need to. I think we need to spend like some time actually investigating.
Yeah.
Well, after we make sure that our buddy here doesn't become an idiot.
Yes,
Yeah.
that's true. Now we are kind of in a different scenario, yes.
Yeah.
Because
we're on a highly important side quest.
we have to save Salazar. Yes. We need a
fancy duds episode.
I don't get it. Maybe my orc intelligence is not high enough. Oh.
Right. Fancy duds.
Okay, dress up and attend a formal ball at the palace. All right. I'm down with that. I was thinking closer to Halloween. I was telling Trish, I said, I want you to actually maybe give me orc makeup. And I'll be green for that episode.
Yeah, every good adventure does have that, especially in this setting. Yeah, we do need to have a fancy duds episode. Where the normal-ish looking people go in and like distract everyone while like the orc tries to stealthily sneak his way in like in the like shut down parts of the palace and like in the process like breaks a vase or something and alerts the guards and
in a china shop.
Yeah, exactly, like an orc in a shop. And even at that, that's the political intrigue. Like that's the thing that like Alex has done a great job of creating too. Right now, like we have like we had discussed there 2 episodes ago. Was it like just the possibilities of what could be going on? Like was Thanar trying to take over? Is someone else puppeteering him? Like, oh man, so excited. But also then this mini thing that's happening right now in like the castle, like that, that too, that's fucking intriguing. Like you guys didn't notice, right? That whenever you rolled the higher the constitution you rolled, the more you saw. So like,
yeah, oh yeah.
And then I don't know, it's interesting. I'm fucking psyched. Anyways,
by castle you mean mansion, right?
Mansion, sorry, yeah, the manor
or whatever.
Yeah, the manor mansion thing that we're in.
Mansion. Maybe
Exciting.
it is Luigi's Mansion.
Luigi's Mansion.
Just gotta look for the guy with the vacuum.
Just find the guy in the fucking green in the coveralls.
And you got a YouTube channel too, right, Sean?
Yeah, I don't know what it is though. So go ahead. Kyle.
I'm Kyle, LU Radio DJ, and on Twitch. LU Radio DJ, LU Radio DJ _42 on Twitter, and YouTube is also LU Radio DJ. I'm going to continue on with that Our World is Ended stream now that I've gotten everything set up, and you'll just kind of see me randomly going through a bunch of different games. What I'm not sure, but I for sure have that Our World is Ended stream coming. I might do Little Nightmares now that you've brought it up, Sean.
Why don't you play a game
We could do that. We could anytime.
That's not what I was saying. I said, why don't you play a game you haven't beaten?
Haven't beaten? That's a good idea. Yeah. I do want to finish that Our World is Ended thing though first because I did start doing it. And I'd like to finish it before, like for the stream, before I go and do something that I haven't done already.
All right. Well, I guess I'll plug Mr. See if that was in the right direction here. I'm just curious.
I think if you go diagonal up to the top right.
All right. Yeah, it has to be that one.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So our buddy Axel Haxon, who had to mysteriously leave part way through, you can catch him.
No reason given.
You can catch him on Twitch at Axel Haxon. He plays Stuff and Things. That's the plug
That's his play.
we're having left.
Things and stuff.
The integrity of the Gamecast. No, anyways, and I am Derek, TSG _ Man. You can catch me on Twitch at TSG _ Man, Twitter TSG _ Man, and YouTube TSG Man. Not that I ever really put anything up there, anyways. But I have to start, so throw some follows, and who knows? Anyways, thank you all for being here. Thanks for listening to our rambling. Don't forget D&D every Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern. I use that time loosely.
Everything's loosely with us.
Speak for yourself.
And then our Gamecast every Friday, 8 p.m. Eastern. I once again use that time loosely.
Speak for yourself.
And that's it for us. So thanks everyone for being here. Have a great evening, weekend, whatever you want to call it for yourself.
Good long weekend. Long weekend, too.
I work tomorrow, so no long weekend for me.
Have
Have a good one, everyone. Thanks for watching. See you guys.
See you next week.
Or Sunday. You lose.
Sunday.
Sunday.